I am Ismail Dakava Chigongo here at the Cape Town Stadium, where the Rugby World Cup Sevens is just come to an end. That's it for Uganda. Uganda eventually won the ball to finish 17th at this Rugby World Cup, beating Germany 19-12. That's Uganda's best placement at the World Cup. Remember, when Uganda made their debut at the World Cup 4 years ago, Uganda could only finish 19th. I'm sat here with two aristocrats of this team. Both have been to the last two World Cups. On my left is Phillip Wokorach, who plays his professional rugby in France, and then the captain, the leader of this team, Wokorach. Wokorach has been part of the team since 2009. And I want to pick their feelings on the World Cup. Earlier on, they were very emotional after the game, but now they've calmed down a bit and had a burger, which is unhealthy for a sports person, but they should be able to speak more calmly than they did earlier on. Let me start with the captain, Michael. In the end, Uganda finishing 17th. Satisfying finish to the tournament after losing the first game on Friday?
I think, yes, we are proud of how far we have come, and we are proud of the result. Definitely wouldn't want to be 17, but that is what we can take back home, considering we lost a very crucial game against Samoa on day one. And you know, Samoa is a very good team. They're on the World Series, the team that was trying to contend for this World Cup, but unfortunately they also fell short. So I'll take 17 for now because it's the best we can do. It's 2 steps above where we ended up in 2018. And I think it shows that this rugby team is growing quite well, and the remarkable things we can pick up from this tournament.
Philip, before we switched on the microphone, we're sharing something about the difference between Cape Town today and San Francisco 4 years ago. In San Francisco, we played 4 games, won 2, and then lost 2. Here, played 4, lost 1, and won 3. Surely, that's an improvement for someone who has been part of a team. Where could you put the landmarks of the improvement in this team from San Francisco to Cape Town?
First and foremost, I thank the Lord God for this far He has brought us. It's not been an easy run, but I give credit to management and the players themselves, because it shows that Ugandan rugby is on the rise, and also the team itself is improving every day. So we take the 17th position very happily, because after falling short to Samoa, we couldn't go any further other than being number 17. And we achieved the goal. Me personally, I'm happy and very, very happy for the team. Thank you.
Staying with Philip, how far can we go? You know, the margin for someone watching right now is thinking 2 steps is too small, a gap that we've moved from 19 to 17, like Michael said. How far can this team go? You've been part of a team that has won now 3 African titles, been to 2 World Cups. How far can we go?
Only God knows the future, but I believe with time we are going to go places that no team in Africa has been to. Watch the space. Thank you.
Then, Michael, you're telling us about how difficult this year has been, because you've been training since January. You had that Africa Cup, then you had to play in the Commonwealth Games, and eventually the World Challenge Series that happened in Chile. Just put this year in words. How difficult, how engrossing, how draining has 2022 been for the team so far? It's not yet even done.
Yeah, 2022 has been a challenging year. If you see, all the players are not professional. Some have to go back to their places of work, but then the demands for the sport is high. It doesn't matter whether you're working or you're not working, you have to come and put your body and work hard for us to come where we have been. Yes, we started the campaign in January. Before everything had started, we got a professional help from a coach from South Africa. However much, it didn't stay much. But then we went on to winning the African Cup. And after that, we went to the Commonwealth. We went to the Challenger Series in Chile. So it's been a lot of rugby, and there's a lot of mileage that the boys have achieved as them. If you look at our team, it doesn't really have so many players. The squad depth is a bit thin. If you realize we used about only 10 players this whole, I think, 2 tournaments. And the first starters, definitely, there's a lot of work that they've done as them. and they should be proud of themselves because they put up their hands to represent this country at whatever odds, and I think they've represented it up with a lot of honor. And I just give it back to them for putting their bodies online, and also the management for trusting them, because without the management trusting them, then we would not have come this far. And us coming this far, definitely, you know, rugby has changed. Every team that has come for this World Cup is a very good team. And you could see the kind and the quality of rugby that is being played. There's no team that can be sure of going further. Even the host was knocked out yesterday. So you can see that the quality of rugby has really changed. And for you to compete at the highest level, you need to have trained a lot, you need to be together as a team, and you need to do certain things. And I think it goes back to Uganda. We've been together for a while, and I think we have now said getting to know each other better, and the fruits of our hard work are being shown now. We beat Germany, first time ever. We beat Hong Kong, first time ever. So it's just only us for the taking, and I think the future for this team is quite bright. And I am part of it, and I just want to be part of it when better things start coming.
I'm going to get back to the game against Germany at some point with you, Michael. And I take a lot of pride in interviewing Phillip and Michael because I can almost tell their story of rugby better than anyone else. Phillip here is someone I first watched, I think, in 2009. It was an independent sevens tournament at Chadondo. He was much smaller than he is. These days he's grown taller than me. He has a lot of muscle. But by then he was a very tiny boy dancing around people on a very wet surface. And I thought maybe the grass favored him more than the talent. Of course, 13 years old now, I can say it's actually the talent, not the grass. And Michael here is someone I've watched come into Heathens and then grow into the team and play for Uganda for as long as he has. But Phillip, when you look at some of the young players who are playing at their first World Cup, you've been to one before. You see Karim Arinaitwe make the team. You see Norbert Okeny. You see William Onkore. Surely you notice there's a change of guard because from the team that you had in San Francisco, only 6 of you who are in the US are here, and some of the others have moved on. So how then do you inspire some of these guys to elevate to a level where one day when you're not playing, we want to come to the World Cup and we are cheering for Karim?
Firstly, I just want them to know that it's not an easy run. It calls for a lot of sacrifice, dedication, and focus, not forgetting the discipline. The discipline is key to everything. So all I always tell them, and it's been a song, do not give up. You know what you want. Work hard for it, and trust me, with hard work, nothing can beat you, and it will never go unnoticed. Thank you.
Yeah, Phillip is a product of tag rugby. Recently, I was in Birmingham for the Commonwealth Games, and I met a gentleman called Dr. Arthur Kwizera, and it takes a lot of pride from knowing Phillip way before I met Phillip, and that was in 2006 when they traveled to England for a tag rugby tournament, and it says a lot about the journeys of these guys. When you see them on global television, you're thinking these Ugandans have got there very easily. I want to return to the game very briefly, and we need to wrap up because we are going to get to questions about returning to the next World Cup. And of course, the question that Michael hates the most when he walks away from the game. He's retired before, but we're going to get to that. But Michael, I've watched a lot of you guys play from the Safari Sevens. I could go as far back as 2008. I've not seen you guys that emotional in a rugby game, like that game against Germany. One of your colleagues in the game, Josiah Sempek of Cobbs, was very quick to rush to Twitter and say, when you leave rugby, he wants you to become an athlete and become a steeplechaser. Like Dokas Inzukuru and all the others, and go over hurdles, because he thought the manner in which he scored the try you set up for Ian Munyani was entirely about your ability to behave like a steeplechase athlete. But that was quite an emotional game for you guys.
Definitely, for us at the back of our mind, we know what really happened in the past tournaments, and why it was emotional is because in Chile there were so many controversial calls that went against us. Yeah. And we lost that game again. Absolutely. A lot happened on Twitter and all that. Yeah, it was emotional because we had a debt to pay against Germany. And the trust that we had in ourselves, we should have won that game in Chile. But then we got another opportunity to come and express ourselves. And I think it was God's calling that, okay, here is Germany. you can pay back the debt. And I think the boys came and put their bodies online and said, you know what, we have a debt to pay, let's go all out. Let's enjoy ourselves, let's go and win this for Uganda. Because we knew definitely we want to come back and have a better seeding for ourselves after 2018. And today, I think we came and did the work that we were supposed to do. The boys were calm, we executed the game plan according to the way we wanted. Yes, German scored a few tries against us, but we didn't give up until the final whistle. And we still wanted more. You could see there was an opportunity for us to kick the ball out, but you could see the boys really wanted more. We wanted to close it up in style so that we pinch the pain in them and they feel it that, yeah, we have come this far. And I think our game has improved quite greatly. Yes, about me jumping the tackle, definitely when I saw the man going down, I had to invade myself. I could not go into the tackle because he was going to put me down. So I had to jump and try and see that we help the team go forward. And I'm glad I made a couple of meters in my run and then offloaded to Ian to close up with a very beautiful try for our close of the tournament.
Phillip, you guys took us through all the emotions. Oh, can't you guys just do the basic things? Uganda is leading. We have the ball. Chisiga, Aaron, kick the ball out. Let our hearts rest. We have things to deal with. There is school fees, there is rent. But you still take our heart through emotions that are not for rugby anymore. Can't you do the easy things?
Definitely, we would have wanted to do the easy things. But if you noticed, none of them had the hooter. It was me who had the hooter. And when I went there, I told them, the game is done. Take a quick one. If you can get it, we kick it out. Aaron took a quick one. He got it, but he was in traffic. He couldn't just kick it anyhow. When he offloaded to Kisiga, I don't know what he had in his mind. He would have kicked it as well, or he would have gone. But when he tried to go, we lost the ball. And we had to work extra hard to get back the ball and kick it out. And thank God it went our way. We got the ball and we kicked it out, and victory was ours.
Phillip, I want to go back to Saturday night. That atmosphere inside the stadium. Surely these are the things you want to look at and want to play in another World Cup, because there was quite a raw emotion, the crowd, when you played against Hong Kong on Saturday. Surely that should be the motivation. How badly should Uganda, even if you may not be playing, how badly should Uganda want to play in another World Cup? And what should the things that we should do, even if it meant the media, the union, the sponsors, the government, to ensure that we play in another World Cup?
Firstly, it will mean a lot for Uganda to come back in their third World Cup. And then also to the players, management, and also the union, it will give them a very big mileage, not forgetting the country itself. When the good things happen, everyone wants to be with us. But when we are back down and not performing, everyone tries to run away. So all we ask for is for them to keep supporting us and also keep backing the players, because it's us that are putting in the work, which is going to lead to us going back to the World Cup. But firstly, everyone forgets the hard work we put in and the sacrifice, and they only want to come and join us when we are at the World Cup. All I ask them to do is do not go away from this team. There is a lot more coming. Right now we have Dubai and Cape Town series coming up, and then we have the Olympics qualifiers next year, which is also big for us because we've never been to the Olympics, and that is our next target. So right now, the journey has come to an end at the World Cup. We are happy with the results, but we call upon for more support. Let them stick with us and give us the support that we need, because this team is going so far.
Yeah. Even I, who has said some not so cool things about you, at least you can't accuse me of not supporting you. At least I've been here 13 years and seen you through those horrible injuries and all the success that you've had. I've been a storyteller. In a manner that no one can actually relate. I was actually telling Phillip before he came on air that the first time I watched him play on a Sunday evening at Chadon in 2009, I was by then working at radio, and I went to radio and told my colleagues and listeners that I've seen a gem of a player, and one day you'll tell the story. So 13 years on, I always reflect on that. And I'm one of those people who suffers from a bit of nostalgia. I always go back to where it started. I never lose those things. But for someone who has been here since it started, Michael has been part of the Sevens setup since 2009. Made his debut during the World Cup qualifiers in Tunisia, and in that time he has seen Ugandan rugby go from the bottom of the ditch now to one of the best teams across Africa, African champions on 3 occasions. When Uganda has won those 3 African titles, Michael Wokorach has been part of 2 of them. Michael, what happens next? You always threaten us you're going to retire. The other day you wake up at Chadon a few years ago and retire. Then we see you. Then we are thinking, Gonya is gone. But now what happens with you? 13 years on with the team. What happens next?
What can I say? I think it's God's calling. If God says, Michael, you're done with rugby, then you'll be done. But I give it back to God because God has protected me all this far. Playing 13 years for a nation is not something easy. People die out and give up on the sport. But I've stuck with this game. I've played with 3 different generations of rugby because I know my goal. I know what I want to achieve in life. And I think I've come a long way and I've achieved something right now. The only thing I've not achieved is playing in the Olympics, but I've already done the World Cup. I've done 4 Commonwealth Games. So there's a lot that I've done as a player. And I feel I'm still fit to go ahead. I think people can attest to the hard work that I've put in, not only for the country, but also for my club. So it all goes down to if I still want to push on, and if the coaches still want me on this team. I am sure they do because I add in some flair to the team. I'm the oldest on the team, and I really give a lot of advice to the young upcoming superstars. And I think they look up to me, and I want to be a role model somehow for them to say, Michael has done 3 Commonwealth Games, he has done 2 World Cups, then I can also do it. We've seen players who have played up to 4 World Cups, like Collins Injera. Why can't I be also Collins Injera? So if my legs can still allow me to play this sport, this beautiful sport, I would want to stick in and play as much as I can. And so that these young players can look up and say, okay, let's back Michael. Michael is going to back us up. Players like Karim Arunaitu, they still have a long way of rugby to play. I know this weekend has been tough, because the competition is tough and the coach didn't want to throw him into the hot soup, but he shouldn't give up as a player. It's already inspirational for him to come for a World Cup. That shows him a lot. If you can look at how the game is being played, trust me, in the next coming World Cup, he should be there. He should be there to say, guys, the last World Cup I didn't get time to play, but I'm here to prove a point and to set my own mark and my own story. So no one should give up on this team. I would want them. Phillip has played 3 Commonwealth. I would want him to play the 4th one. I would back him up. If it means me going for the 5th one, I would go. If I can still handle, I'm still on. So no one should send me to retirement until I send myself to retirement.
Yeah, it's quite a gift that Michael mentions Collins Injera, one of the greats of the Sevens game in the world, the Kenyan. Has been here, has played at 4 World Cups. I could actually make a reference to DJ Forbes for New Zealand, played, and Wezel Serevi. The man who introduced me to the Sevens game when I was still younger, watching him. I want to give Phillip the final word. You're supposed to be the team's poster boy, the only one who speaks some bonjour and merci, while all these guys are going back for their Rolex wherever they live in Uganda. I don't think you catch any Rolex while you're in France, but an inspiration to all the young kids who have all these dreams to play on a stage like this, not only the World Cup, but not only in rugby. They have dreams to be good in school. They have dreams to be good in business. There's a kid out there who comes to Chadondo or Legends or anywhere on television in Uganda and has seen Phillip. What is the most important thing in terms of a word that you can give him?
It is not very complicated. It's very simple, and that is discipline. Knowing what you want, doing the do's and not doing the don'ts, and also keeping focused and dedicated, because it calls for a lot of sacrifice, I know, but if you're disciplined, you can handle. Lastly, I want to thank the Minister for Sport, Mr. Peter Ogwang, and yes, and the former Hamson Obua, for being with us and giving us the support we needed for the World Cup. For the first time, we had him on board all the way from Uganda. He's here with us in Cape Town. He has made us feel comfortable, not forgetting the Ministry of Sports, National Council of Sports, and Uganda Rugby Union at large, because they've been with us from the word go up to now. I thank them so much. And also a big thank you to the fans who came all the way from home to the stadium, and also not forgetting the fans at home, because they've been putting in the fire, pushing us, and also not looking down. Even when we lost the first game, they knew it was hot as well. But yeah, we thank you so much for your support, and please continue supporting Ugandan rugby. Thank you so much to all the media houses that have come in here at Cape Town to give us a mileage, because it calls for a lot. This is a national team, and everyone in the country would want to follow the national team, and I believe they've been watching from wherever they are in the country and also outside the country. Thank you so much, the Media House of Uganda. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, that's it from me, from Cape Town, on behalf of my colleagues here. Michael Wokorach, the captain, has a word, and it will be the last one. Should be a thank you to your girlfriend?
No, I don't want to water down what Phillip has said, but if you see how far this team has come, there's a lot that is opening up for us. You see, we have both ministers here. It means a lot for this team. For the first time, we have a whole bunch of media people here. Yeah, it means something that this team is going places. If we can travel with such kind of media and such kind of delegates for even our biggest tournaments, it would mean so much for this team, because it would mean we have people who are backing us up. We have people who are developing this sport. We have people who are showing the world what Uganda has. To the fans who came in, it was amazing. We saw those people shouting. We saw the flags there. Even when they scored against us, the only word was, it's okay, it's okay. It shows that the team out there, the fans, trust this team, and they know what this team is capable of. So thank you to everyone who has been involved in this whole journey for this World Cup, these 3 days. The media guys, thank you very much. At least people at home are going to see us here smiling with Ismail Dakava. You guys have come in big numbers, and we appreciate. Kakoza has come in. So many people have come in. It's been amazing. So we really, yes, Don Mugabe has been taking very beautiful pictures. We thank you very much. Grace Mbabazi.
Fred.
Yes, Fred, Dakava here. You guys have been honest. Korevi Runji, you got a ticket to come here. You got a visa for his first time to leave Uganda. So it's been an amazing experience. So we really thank you guys for coming. Kakoza to the world. I keep telling him Kakoza to the world.
Yeah.
He has a camera. We keep this in his camera, but he follows Uganda everywhere. Yeah. Those early mornings, even when it is raining, it is muddy, you will see Kakoza with this camera, Gama Woko Sumpa interview, and we give him an interview. So guys, thank you very much. Thank you, Uganda. Thank you, everyone who has supported this team back home and in Cape Town. We love you guys.
This is one of the most important interviews. Phillip, you always have a word for the president whenever you have a forum.
Yes.
There is something for the president.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, sir. We appreciate you sent the big man to come with us. Really appreciate your support. But we call upon for more support, sir. Please, don't give up on us. We are your sons, like you call us, your bazukulu. But we need better facilitation and also modern facilities, so that maybe in 10 years to come, Uganda is hosting the World Cup. Not forgetting to thank the management of the team. They've done a very great job from where it started from and to where we are now. I give them credit, and also not forgetting my teammates.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just one last one. For the first time ever, we have a prince in the World Cup. Yeah. Prince Wasaja, thank you very much for coming. We appreciate your time, and we appreciate you coming down to Cape Town. Everyone out there, thank you very much. Asante.
Okay, that will do. Michael Wokorach to the right, right here, the captain of the Rugby Crane Sevens, and Phillip Wokorach, the superstar. The man spends most of his time in France, but he's made from somewhere in Acholi quarters. Nakawa quarters. They are the same thing. Okay, for NTV, I am Ismail Dakava Chigongo in Cape Town, South Africa.